Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the TimeGuessr puzzle. This is a puzzle that blends geography knowledge and history knowledge. We're shown 5 pictures, one after the other, as you can see. There's 5 rounds. For each, we have to guess where in the world it took place, and you get more points for being closer. And we also have to guess when the photo was taken. Could be anywhere between 1900 and the present day. This one presumably going to be slightly closer to the present day than 1900. Anyway, play along at home and let me know how you get on. Now, this looks very recent, but the real question is, if I zoom in, am I going to be able to find any clues to tell me where it is? May gas. MA League Fusion. Oh no, Malleable Fusion. Well, that doesn't help. It's just, these are all just sponsors, aren't they? I mean, Alianza Seguros and Thermo Fusion. It's not English, is it? Could be Spanish. But, I mean, even if it's Spanish, it could be in Spain, or it could be in one of several countries in South America. Agua Mineral Natural. I mean, that definitely shouts Spanish or Portuguese to me. Baños, I'm pretty sure that's Spanish for bathrooms. Do I know where these cliffs are? I mean, no, I don't, obviously. Who's going to recognise a few mountains? It's very picturesque, though. I think let's go very recent. I mean, there's a crowd there, so it's not going to be 2020. Whether it's slightly earlier or slightly later than 2020, I don't know. We'll err on the side of caution and go a tiny bit earlier. Now, what about the map? Is it going to load? Should we go close to the Pyrenees? I don't know if that's the Pyrenees, but at least let's go somewhere in Spain and hope that we are remotely close. Let's go there. It's as good a reason as any, because it could be this coast, it could be this coast, we'll go somewhere in between. Is this going to be remotely close? Let's find out. I was only 6 years off. Oh, but it was Bolivia. I think that's Spanish. It still could have been Portuguese. Yeah. Oh, it was actually taken this year as well. That was very recent. I mean, I got quite a lot of points for the year because I knew it was relatively recent, but I did not get many points at all for the location, as you can see. I'm lucky to get 12, to be fair. I said it could be South America, and it was. So we get 3,400 out of a total of 10,000 possible for that puzzle. My target is always to get more than half, although really, I kind of want at least 2/3, because then I'll be equaling or bettering my best ever. Anyway, that's your target to play along with. Let's move on to the second question. This looks Irish, doesn't it? Paddy Foley's. It's got some Guinness, Irish harps. That's going to be Ireland. I don't know whether it'll be closer to Dublin or Belfast. I don't know if I've got any way of knowing. Maybe I should. I mean, it doesn't have to be in either of them. Let's just go for Dundalk then. We'll go straight in the middle and we'll hedge our bets. When do I think this was? I mean, 1962 is maybe not a bad guess. It's probably a little bit later than that. Let's try 75. I don't think... I mean, it's not a black and white photo. It can't be that old. So we'll stick with this and see how we get on. I was only 4 years off. Oh, it was further south. It was right at the bottom of Ireland. So 140 miles away. But, I mean, I was in the right country and I got quite a lot of points for the location as well as quite a lot of points for the year. So not too disappointed with that. That is a lot better than my first guess, isn't it? So 8,500 plus 3,000, whatever I got for the first one. We're above 50% so far. Question 3. That is a woman with a pet kangaroo. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know if that's actually what's going on in this photo, but that looks a bit weird, doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't look like Australia, though. That's where you'd see some kangaroos, but this looks more like Germany. House is quite a German ending. France, Deutschland. That's going to be on the border between France and Germany, presumably. I don't know exactly whether it's saying it's in France and that's the German border, the Deutsch border. Or maybe this is a French part of Germany. I don't know. Is there any clues from the license plate? No, I thought it might have a year on it, but no such luck. So anyway, we're going to go for Saarbrücken, why not? And as for what year, I mean, it's earlier than the previous one, isn't it? So it's going to be before 1979. Doesn't narrow it down a whole lot. There are cars, but it is black and white. Let's go for 65, because I didn't want to just leave it at 62. I wanted to move it a tiny bit. Let's see if that was a good plan. A woman walking her pet kangaroo through the streets of Basel. Oh, it was 1961, so I should have left it where I was. And it was only 118.5 miles off, so I actually got the wrong country that time. It was Switzerland. I guess I should have realised that they speak German in parts of Switzerland as well, but at least it's all the same area of Europe, so I was actually fewer miles off on that than I was on the previous one, wasn't I, despite being in the wrong country. So lots of points for year, lots of points for location. That is not such a bad performance. Let's hope the next one is easy. Oh, it's not easy. It is black and white, so it's old. Are there any clues? Yes, that is a big clue. Polska. Well, we all know what that means, don't we? So this is somewhere in Poland. Is it just the Polish army during some downtime? I mean, I'm not sure they look like army. I suppose they haven't got weapons, have they? They've got... It's the Polish National Orchestra or something, isn't it? They're playing musical instruments. I mean, it still could be the army, to be fair. I don't really know. But it doesn't look like an army. And it doesn't really help me to work out where or when it is. Whereabouts in Poland do I think this was? Let's go Wrocław. Why not? Because maybe I feel like maybe it's a little bit closer to Germany than to Belarus. I've got no idea what I'm basing that on. But anyway. Right, and when do I think this was? Just after the war? Let's go earlier than 62. Let's go 1950, why not? Surely it can't be that much earlier than that. I just hope it's not significantly later. Oh, it was significantly earlier, 1934, and they were soldiers! I did wonder if they were soldiers. I was just thrown off by the lack of weapons. 434 miles away. Oh, because it was in Belarus rather than Poland. Well, that was just a tricksy one all around, really, wasn't it? However, I did still get quite a lot of points for location, so I can't really moan about that. But yeah, it was pre-war rather than post-war. How was I supposed to know? Maybe there were some clues. You'll have to let me know in the comments if I could have worked that out. Anyway, slightly under half for that, but we're definitely well above half overall as we come to the final question. Right, there's a Starbucks. It's relatively recent. Info centre. Oh, what does this say? Why can I not read it? Why is the quality of the photo so bad? What does that say? I don't know. Is it for this theatre? I mean, it could well be London, but it could be New York. That's what I'm worried about. That is something Avenue and something. That makes me think it's more likely to be New York. It's won the Wall Street Journal Classroom Edition something. That's definitely going to be America then, isn't it? I've got no idea when this was though, but let's at least zoom in on New York. And I suppose we'll just have to hope that it's not going to be the west coast of America. I suppose it could be Washington. It's unlikely though. New York is much more likely. But what year do I think? Again, I mean, it doesn't look as recent as the Bolivian photo, but it looks pretty recent. Let's just go for 2015. I'm going to be at most a decade out, aren't I? Because it's not going to be a decade later. I suppose I could be more than a decade out if it's in the 90s. So I shouldn't go too late. I'm happy with this. I'm locking it in. I was 6 years off. It was earlier, but I was only 13.7 miles from the location. It was New York. Very happy about that. A woman planking in Times Square. Is she planking? I would have assumed before I saw the description that she was just passed out drunk. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. That wasn't the whole point of the quiz. We got 8,200 points for that. I think only being 13 miles away, I deserve more than 4,800 points for that. More than 4,812. I think I deserved more for the location here, and I think I deserved less for the location on the first question. But anyway, it's all kind of going to average out overall, isn't it? And let's see what the final score is. 33,606. That's about 2/3. That's what I said I was aiming for, because that's roughly what my best ever score is. I think I did get 37,000 once, but I usually am around this area. Let me know what your score was. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.